viewers, good morning. My name is Sarafaddin Elegbedi. I am the Technical Director for the company Magbesa Global Systems Limited. This presentation video is all about a timesheet based payroll system. The video is made for the general managers and the company directors, HR manager and directors, the directors and the head of operations, accountants or payroll officers, and the general staff or any worker that will be submitting their timesheets. What have we got in this tutorial, in this presentation rather? The login process. How do you log in as a staff with your created email address after the registration by the HR manager, and how to change your password, access control and permission, navigating and using the portal, few customization options which includes company and business name, the department, building and offices, locations definition, chart of accounts, GL project account setup, HR and payroll settings, how to use the staff data bank to create, update staff details, and assign projects to staff. Also, what we have got in this presentation video includes how to ensure that each employee can use the self-service to access the data bank, requesting the updates to update their profile, how to submit the timesheets, and how to check the status of the submitted timesheets before the approval, how to apply for loan. We'll show you briefly the screen, leave or IOU, how to print your payslip, and also the timesheet approval process, which covers how to check the status of the submitted timesheet after approval, and how to generate the salary schedule and summary reports. Let us get started. I go straight to my portal now. I log in with my user ID and password. I will first of all start as an administrator, just to confirm that if your password is not correct, the software will check it and will not let you in. So let me put in the correct password this time around. Okay. That's the login process, and that's the portal system for you. You can see the dashboard. As an administrator, you have administration, you have the staff self-services, and so on. So to choose any of these options, just click the left angled icon. Just click, that expands it, and then you can pick your options there. Let's start with creation of the department, the business profile, and the location. So I click here. I first of all go to, let me take it again, click on advanced options, general, and then it gives you this page. Then from there you pick the business or company profile. Observe that we have already created a business or company name there, but you can click on this edit button to add more locations. So let me start by adding like 3 more locations to this, or 2 more locations. I've already got 1 location here, so I click on the add button. I put Lagos site as a location. I put LS as the alias name. Let's say this is Lekki, Lagos as the address. I put the telephone number and put the email, the contact email of that branch. Then I save. So that's successful. I want to add one more location. Observe that the location I just added is here now. Let me add one more location. I want to add Port Harcourt. I use PH as let's say Port Harcourt Road, Rivers, just as an example. And I put the telephone number I want there. I can use any other email, let's say ph@gmail.com. Then I save. So having done this, the next thing I want to do now is let me go back to the business profile or general settings. I've been able to add all the locations that I want with this as the head office address or company name. So if there is need to add departments, you can do that by clicking this. By clicking on this add button, this plus button lets you add the department. When I click here, observe that all those locations I've just added are all available here. So you can add different departments for different locations. Okay, go back. You can also do the buildings. If you want to give us the description of all the buildings in a particular location, you can do so as well using this portal. So I just go back. Okay, having done that, the next thing I want to show us is how to do the chart of accounts, so that we can set up the corresponding GL account code for each of the projects. So I go to accounts under the advanced options. I click to expand this. I click the add button here, this add chart of accounts. So let me add a few accounts here. I start by adding GL underscore sites 1 underscore 002 as an example, and the title of that account is project 2. The account category there is cost of sales, and then I can do any here and save. So that's done. I want to add another account, GL underscore sites 3001. The account title I want to use there is project 3. So I click cost of sales, then NA there, then I save. So I've been able to add 3 accounts. If you want to see the accounts that you have added, just come back here. You see list of all the accounts that has been added. So this corresponds to the main GL account code that we might like to use in the project. Okay, having done this, I want to show us how to do few HR and payroll settings. I close this. I go to advanced option. I click on HR and payroll. So we've got a lot of customizations here that has to do with HR and payroll settings to use the software properly. We have the post and the designation. If you want to create position or the designation of different staff, click on the plus button so you can see where to do this. That's the page. I can create staff category, the different categories of the staff. From there I can do allowances, subcategory as well. When you click to expand that, click on the plus button. It gives you the opportunity to specify some information about a staff subcategory. So we also have the salary grade definition, very important. You can specify the grading definition for each of your staff, how much do they take and so on. So you can do that here. I can decide to make use of the first options. The first option there that says given the actual allowance value, what's the salary grade definition that you want to use for your staff. So you can give us the basic pay, medical and so on. You can also use the second option, given the gross pay value. If you know the gross pay value, you can let's assume 80,000, and then let's say the basic pay is a 40% of the gross pay. Medical, let's say is 12%. Let's say the feeding is 10% and so on. So you can set all those things up here and save when you are done. Then you have the hourly rate, or given the daily rate, which is more applicable to what we want to do. You can tell us how much per hour a particular staff collects. So you can set it up here, specify the figures. If you pay differently for an overtime per hour, you specify it. If not, just leave everything on the normal rate that you have specified, and when you are through, you can save there as well. So let me go back to the HR and payroll. Also, we have the deduction setup. You can set up your deductions. You can set up the payee such that you can specify the rule step that you want. Let's say 5% on a particular, let's say between 200,000 as the net pay value, taxable amounts at the end of the year for a particular staff. Let's say between 200,000 and 500,000. You can say, okay, apply 5%, and add it to the rule step. So I click on HR and payroll again, go back to entitlements, computations. This is where you can specify how you pay your staff if they are leaving the organization. You can come up with some rule step there. If I click on the plus, so you can specify the frequency of your payment. Is it yearly or every 5 years? You can specify the rule here. If the employee is between has spent so years in service, and gender is between a particular the gender is male or female, and the age is at least 45 years. So what do you want to pay such employees? So you can specify all those information here by telling us you are paying 4,500 let's say 4 months pay of the total gross pay for that staff for every 2 years the staff has spent in service. So you can do all those customizations here. So I go back. I can also do few of HR related thing. This is managing staff assessment, area of recruitment, when you want to recruit your staff and so on. We have the KPI definition there as well. That's more of a HR settings. Then you have the performance and the performance appraisal ratings. You can also do things there that relate with the performance appraisal, and you can finally you can set up your KPI rules for the for any staff in the organization. So that's that about the HR and payroll settings that we have got in the on this portal system. So let's quickly move to how to use the staff data bank to create the staff. So as an administrator, I've been able to do few customization settings. The next thing I want to do now is go to HR and payroll and click manage staff data bank. So I want to add few staff. Let me start by editing this staff. First of all, I can click on the edit button to edit a particular staff. I can decide to upload a picture for the staff. If I go, let me pick a picture I've got here that I think might be useful. Let's say we have that as an example. So for this particular staff, let's say she's a Mrs. and then every other details appear. Now you can see that the locations that we have added are here. You can assign locations for staff such that if the staff is a supervisor, for instance, supervising more than one project or working on more than one project, you can tick. If it's just one project, you can leave it, or one location rather. So but if the staff has is working on more than one project on different locations at a time, you can tick many locations for such a staff. So when I'm through, I can click on the save button to save the details of that particular staff. Okay, that's done. Then let's go and add a new staff. Let's demonstrate how to add a new staff. I click on add button. So observe that the number here is 2 automatically. One has been added. So let's say we have a demo staff. And we have Mr. I click on this, active, confirmed. I pick the date of birth for the staff. That is the date of birth is 2007. So observe that when you pick that, the current age is calculated automatically. Click on the gender for that particular staff, the country of origin, let's say is a Nigerian or any country that is applicable. So we should have a list of all the states in the federation. So I pick let's say Cross River. Then we should have corresponding local government area for Cross River. So I put the staff telephone number there, the marital status, Then the contact address, let's say Rivers State. Staff, let's say is full-time or part-time staff. Give us the date of employment for the staff. So let's take the locations. So I want to put the email as demo@gmail.com. let's say demo3 @gmail.com. Observe that this email will be used to log in by this particular staff to log into the portal and submit the timesheet when the time comes. So the next of kin could be Mrs. Ademola as an example. Let's say the date is the next of kin phone number. If we know it, we can supply it, and the address. So observe that it's also possible for the staff to upload their signature there, then save the details. So this is saved successfully. Now we now have 2 staff. So let me add one more staff for us. Demo staff 3. Let's say Miss this time around. I go for active, because if a staff is not active, such a staff will not be able to log into the portal. I choose the date of birth there. Let's say it's 2006. The gender, I go for female this time around. Then I choose a non-Nigerian this time around. Let's say Austria. You can see that the state there is non-Nigerian state, and the LG is automatically NA. So we type in the telephone number that we know there. Married. The address that we know, Lekki as an example. This staff is either a full-time or part-time. Then let's say this staff works only on Lagos sites. Then we pick the date of employment for the staff. I want to go for demo 2 @gmail.com. Next of kin, I just put any name there. If I know the telephone number, I put it there. Then I save that. So that gives us the message that the thing is going to the server. So, and that's successful. So the save process is done successfully now. So we have been able to add all the we have been able to add the 2 staff. So together with one that we have got there before, we now have 3 staff that we have added. So these are the email addresses of the staff that we have added. So let us log in with the detail of the staff that we have added, so that such a staff will be able to log in. We want to see how the staff makes use of their portal, their login. So I go to, let me open another browser. I do just to start to launch the portal again. So I use demo 3. Let me check it again. It's demo3 @gmail.com. @gmail.com. The default password that I've got here, I put it in there. That's think I missed that password there. Let me put the correct one. So when a staff put in a wrong password, he or she gets that message. So here we are. It has brought the change password window where you can now change the password as a new user coming in for the first time. So you need to change your password. It's just like your ATM pin. When you are issued the pin for the first time in the bank, you have to change the pin. So you need to change your password. So that's done successfully. Now I want to log back in again using the new password. So here we are. This is my portal page now. As a staff of the organization, observe that my picture is there, and you can see my name. So, and this is my portal page. So everything I want to do, I can do it under the staff self-service. So let's go back as an administrator and create projects so that we can assign staff to the projects, so that the staff can then begin to submit their timesheets. So let me go to administration to add projects. I click on this project. So I click this add button, add new project. So when I get there, you can see that all the locations I've added, they are all here. So I can pick any location and assign and create projects for them. So I have projects 2 for Lagos sites. I go to, you can see that GL account code that we have created have all been populated there as well. You can see GL site 1, project 1, GL site 1, O2 project 2, and so on. So I will pick this for this particular project. So this becomes the GL code for this project. So anticipated start date for the project, let's say start date, and the anticipated end date is 2022, for instance. Just pick that. So if you know the supervisor, observe that all the staff you have added are all here. So the project supervisor can be picked from this list, and then I can assign all the staff. If you know the suppliers that you will be using during the course of running the project, you can pick them here. This comes from the inventory options, but it's not demonstrated in this video. So you can upload the project milestone document, you can upload the MOU, the memorandum of understanding on the project by clicking the choose file, and then just pick the documents that corresponds to the memorandum of understanding, the milestone or the MOU on the project. If you know the amount that has been paid on the project, you can specify it. Let's say it's partly paid, and let's say 4.5 million has been paid. Let's assume that at the moment the project is 10% complete, because you are just setting it up, or let's even say 5% complete. This is uncompleted. So having specified all these parameters, I can save my projects. So, and that's done successfully. So let me add one more project. Let's say to Port Harcourt. I choose this as an example. Let's say the description I want to give to it is new project or project 2 or project 3. The anticipated date is that. Then I pick these dates also. If I want to choose demo staff 2 this time around as the project supervisor, so I can choose the staff that are on these projects also. So I can tick all the staff, or just any staff that are on the project. So I pick the usual supplier that we might be using also. So let's say this is full payment, and this is 12 million naira. Let's assume this project is 50% complete as at the time that we are setting it up on the portal. It's not completed yet, so we can go for uncompleted, and then we can save also. So that's the process of that is involved in how to add the projects to the portal system. So having done this successfully, let's just view the project list. So we can see that we now have 1, 2, 3, 1 project each for each of the sites. You can add as many as projects to a particular site or location, as the case may be. Okay. The next thing we want to look at now is how to assign a staff to projects. How do we allocate staff to projects? So to do this, we go back to the staff data bank under the HR and payroll. We click, we have already done the assigning staff to projects. That's already done, so that's fine. The next thing now is how does the staff submit their timesheets. So as a particular staff, I've already logged in now, for instance. So let's assume that I want to submit my timesheets. Let's refresh. Let's say I want to submit my timesheet. I just come to submit my timesheet. So this gives us this page. So I can then pick from the location. This is just for the demo purpose. Only the location that you are assigned to will be listed in real live environment. So I can pick Lagos, I pick project 1. Only the projects under a particular location will be listed as well. So let's say we are submitting a timesheet on the week starting 13th of December, or let's go for the week starting 1st, 6th of December. Observe that 6 has been added to this to make it like 7 days. Then you click on edit stroke input timesheet details. So we can see the timesheet there. So you can start by saying, okay, on Sunday, what did I do? If you have done nothing, you just leave it blank as it is. On Monday, let's say that I work with the account and audit. I did 5 hours there. Night, I did not do anything. I can just leave it. blank as it is. On Tuesday, I worked with HR department. I did 10 hours. On Wednesday, I worked with the project director. I did 6 hours there. On Thursday, I worked with the account again, and I did 4 hours there, and so on. So when I'm through with my entries, I can click on submit my entry. So, and that's, gives us the summary. That gives us the process of how to add hours, how to create your timesheet and submit. So if I click this edit button again, it should bring me the details that I've already inputted. Observe that you still have them there. Audit 6 hours, 5, 10, 6, 4, and so on. So that if there is any need to update your timesheet, you can do so. Let's say official assignment, you traveled for like 6 hours, on Friday, so you can resubmit these details, and that's fine. So observe that when you do this again, you should have what you have just inputted. Official assignment 6 hours has been included. So having done this, let me do another one. Let me just add one more. Let's say Port Harcourt. I worked in Port Harcourt on project 2. Same week, I click input stroke edit. So observe that everything has been wiped out because I clicked to refresh. So Sunday, let's say I work with payment officer. Let's say I did 6 hours. On Monday, I worked with the accounts director, account director task. I did 10 hours there. On Wednesday, I worked with the logistic department. I did 5 hours there, and so on. So when I'm through, I just click submit entries. So that gives us the process. That explains the process of how to submit the timesheet. As an employee, I can come to timesheet status to check the status of the submitted timesheet. So I want to know if anything has been done on the timesheet I submitted after a few hours. So I can come there, pick the location as I've done, the project, and then you state the date, then click on check timesheet status. So timesheet not approved yet. Reason, the approval is still pending. That's what we have got at the moment. So we can check back later to know if the timesheet is approved. So let us see the process. What happens to the administrator or the supervisor when the administrator or the supervisor sees the timesheet? What does he have to do? So I go back. I want to see I'm on the portal of the administrator now. I can refresh so that I'll be sure that I'm having the latest information. So I go to the administration menu, and then I click timesheet approval. So this will give me the list of the timesheets that has been submitted. by the staff. So observe that those two timesheets that we have done are here now on project 1, project 2, one for Lagos, one for Port Harcourt, then submitted by this particular staff. That's the supposed to be staff name. So we click on the edit to view and approve, the timesheets. So we can see that the timesheet is here loaded. Then we click review to approve the timesheet, so that it brings us the details of the submitted timesheets. And then we also need to look at how to approve it. This is where to do it. You just click on approved, specify the reason. If there is any reason, then you click on the update timesheets there. So you can also check if you have another timesheet for that particular site. So that's how to check. So you can change to another site just to confirm, to know if you have the timesheet that has been submitted. So that's the process. So you can see that it's quite straightforward. Now, how do we now look at the reports? How do we generate the reports? Having done all this, you have submitted the timesheet, it's been approved, and so on and so forth. So how do we generate the reports? I go back as the administrator, click on the HR and payroll, then we click on the staff salary schedule. So this is meant to give us the typical reports that corresponds to what we desire to see. So we have the project schedule, and we can see the GL code for the project. You can see the hours worked. We have done some entries that does not actually correspond to this. We have done some entries before. So we have hours worked 40 and so on. You can see the rate, the pay, and so on. So we have the total of 296,875 based on the entries we have done. Then we have project 2 schedule. You can see that also. You can see the pay, based on 5% calculation. Take 5% of the cross that you have here. You have 5,300. So this is regarded as like taxable income. So it depends on the rules for computing the payee in your organization. So we have observed that you have already got all these schedule, and then we have the summary at the end. So we can see the payee summary reports for your site. We can see how much is it. We can see for Lagos, we can see for Port Harcourt, and that's the overall total there. Cost of sales summary. If we look at it from GL by GL, looking at it on project basis, project by project basis, we can see everything in here. If we do all these calculations here, everything gives us all the figures that we have got here. So that's the process, and that's all that we have got for you in this presentation video on payroll and timesheets, on timesheet based payroll system. We thank you for your time, and if you have any question or comments or suggestion, you can contact the company. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant day.